welcome back to Drunk Makeup. I will be getting drunk and doing makeup and telling a story, hopefully somewhat coherently, but because it's spooky season, we're in the middle of October, I'm gonna be doing a little scary look. I'm gonna try to make myself look like a vampire. I'm gonna try my best to look like a vampire. I don't have my teeth or anything like that, but I'm gonna try to look, you know, pale and scary. So here I go. But before I do that, what am I doing? Oh yeah. Am I drunk already? In between each makeup step, I'm gonna be taking a shot. And they might switch to half shots depending on how crazy it gets. Okay, vampire time. Shot number 1, here we go. Shot number 1, no problem. Ready to go. Oh no, there's nothing vampire you can do to eyebrows, right? The stories I wanted to tell are some spooky, scary things that happened to me while I studied abroad in college. And I was in London, which there's a lot of like good lore in London. London is an old town. It's like the OG version of New York. So there's lots of history. There's lots of like violent history. I believe London is haunted all over. But I mostly had a great time and I was not haunted, except for the things that happened that I'm about to describe. The first thing that happened, my friends and I were walking out and about on the town, and there was 4 of us, so it's like we felt pretty safe, and we were walking on a public sidewalk, and yeah, we were just chatting with each other on the way to a club, and we hear these like obnoxious voices behind us. And this group of teenage boys, I want to say they're like 12 or 13, like they're young, and they're just kind of like being loud and rude, yelling at people. It was pretty like late at night, but I was like, literally, where are your parents? Where are your parents and why are you harassing everybody? It started to escalate a little bit. Like they weren't just yelling, they started like picking up stuff and throwing things at people. Like, there was old people and, like, children walking on the sidewalk. They didn't give a fuck. They were just throw all these hazardous items. At one point, they started throwing rocks at people. Like, not, like, super hard, and they were small, like, maybe more like pebbles or stones. But, you know, it doesn't feel great when you're getting hit with that. And so, my friend and I, like, we feel like stinging on the back of our shoulders, and we look back, and those boys are throwing rocks. And they were throwing rocks at the old people too. I'm like, Loki, you could really hurt someone like that. So I think eventually we tried to like confront them, but then they started to get like violent because we stopped them and we were like, hey, that's not right. We were being social justice warriors in London. And we're like, yeah, stop throwing rocks at old people and children, you fucking fucks. Go back home, study for your test so you can go to school and stop throwing rocks at people. And then they were like, oh, well, we're gonna follow you home and we're gonna this and that. And it's like, I could drop kick you right here and now and it'll be done. And I'll be done. If I was in America, I could carry around my little pepper spray, but in a lot of places, they're very strict on pepper spray. If I went through like security for a museum or something, which just happened to my friend, they confiscated her pepper spray because yeah, it's like a prohibited item there. So, but if I had my pepper spray, it would have ended right then. But I think my friend Emily, I think she like kicked him in the knee really hard, or like she tried to kick them. And then eventually we just walked away and they kind of kept following her, like throwing stuff, but eventually they just like moved on to their next targets. So I don't think we really did anything besides giving them a stern talking to. And it didn't really work because, well, I bet if you go to London today, there's still a group of little boys throwing rocks at people, pelting them really. I put this little brown gel on just to make it super dark. It's kind of red brown. I kind of like that. It's more red than brown, to be real with you. Okay, I went a little crazy on the red, so I'm gonna come back with the brown. Let me clean this up. Oh, if only I had a Q-tip. Let me go get that. The Q-tips in my apartment are contraband because the cat that lives here, Pancake, she likes to freaking eat them. So I literally have them locked up in my bathroom because I can't trust her to have them out. She'll dig them out of my trash can, like used Q-tips. And luckily, like I'm not putting them in my ear. They're usually to fix my makeup. But she's just chewing on like the head of the Q-tip. I'm like, fucking nasty cat. I feel like this is a normal amount of red eyebrow. I could blend in and be a human, but it's also like, ooh, there's something spooky about her, and we don't know what it is. Second shot, here we go. Zooey mama. That was shot number 2, and I'm still feeling great. I'm moving on to my eyes. Woo! I'm gonna like red them out, so I'm gonna put like red shadow all over it. This is appropriate. The shade I'm gonna put is called Hell Ride. Just gonna pack. Like Pac-Man. I think by far my favorite vampire TV show is The Vampire Diaries. I also tried to watch True Blood, but I didn't really like it. I watched the first couple episodes. I don't know, it just wasn't up my alley. I saw like a video essay on this. I think Jenny Nicholson did it. And it's about how like all vampire media, for some reason, we always put out vampires that were racist or they were like in the Civil War. I don't know why. Like in the Vampire Diaries, I think Damon, was he on the bad side? I don't know. He was not. He was fighting the war, and I think he was fighting for the South. I think he was fighting for the South. Why would you want your vampire to be a racist? How am I supposed to be like, oh, that vampire's so hot if he's fighting for the wrong side in the Civil War? Like, now you're not even hot anymore. Now I have to stake you. Now it's Buffy the Vampire Slayer. This is looking good so far. Oh yeah, but that story with the little boys throwing the rocks. They just like, I'm assuming, found a new victim to throw rocks at. Because we just ended up walking away after our little confrontation. And it's not like the rocks have bruises, but it's the principle of it. You shouldn't throw things at people. Things that could hurt. That's pretty dangerous. What is like the best mythological creature? I think I'd want to be a witch. Witchcraft seems fun. Or a vampire. I wouldn't want to be a wolf though, because that sucks. Because like you turn into a werewolf and then it's like all your clothes are gone and you change back and you're like naked. And that'd just be really inconvenient if a full moon happens. What if when I need to change, I'm wearing like a designer dress and then I've just ruined the dress because you freaking Hulk out into a werewolf. I'm gonna add a different shade of red on top of it. Red on red on red. Girl in red. That's pretty red, right? Red rum. That was a Shining reference. Not a Shining, The Shining. There's only one Shining, guys. Next thing I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna put black on. Also, if I sound congested, it's because I am. But it's fine. And you should definitely drink when you're sick. That's for sure. That's a really good plan, everybody. Now I'm packing the black on the red and then letting that red peek through. I love talking like a makeup artist when I have no idea what I'm talking about. No idea. I don't really understand, like if you're talking about makeup product wise, what's the difference between contour and bronzer? Because they're both brown powder that you and put in different places to shape your face. I don't know. What's the difference? Ooh, this is looking so cute. Cute as in scary. Also, I put on this shirt because it feels, I don't know. It feels like gothic and old. Now I want the black shadow off because I want to go back to my red. Really quick, let me just go back to red, guys. I'll sing red. You guys remember that movie, like the 365 Days movies? I walked into my parents watching that in the living room. Like, if you're gonna watch a movie like that, put it all in the bedroom. Why do I have to walk downstairs and see that? The fuck? If you don't know, it's basically mafia porn. I am going to do, what shot number am I on, y'all? You're supposed to be counting. Just kidding, it's my responsibility. 3, shot number 3, here we go. Shot number 3, and I'm feeling fine. I'm gonna add a little bit of red, maybe like where eyeliner goes. That line, and maybe on my waterline as well. Here's my second spooky story from my time abroad. And that has to do with a man. I had decided when I went there, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna have a little European something, you know? So I was on dating apps and I was like, Maybe I'll find a little British boy. I don't know. Since I'm here, can't date an American, right? It would be wrong. I ended up matching, oh, that looks really bad. But I think it's okay because it's like, it's black and red so you can't really see what's going on. So I matched with this guy and he was super hot. He was from Austria. He wanted to meet for coffee. And I don't even drink coffee, but I didn't say shit. I was just like, most people like coffee, just pretend to. So we met at Pret a Manger, or whatever. I don't know how to pronounce it. Guys, don't make fun of me. Pret. We called it Pret. But it's like a very popular coffee shop. It's British Starbucks. I'm at the British Starbucks and I get like a fucking apple juice, like a loser, because I don't like coffee. And he's just as hot in person, which is great, fantastic. But my first red flag, he was like so complimentary about the fact that I understood that Austria was different from Australia. I was like, I feel like that's the bare minimum intelligence-wise. Like Australia is a whole ass continent and country in a different area. And then Austria is in Europe and there's mountains where nuns sing and find love. That's the differences, you know. Kangaroos, Nazi Germany, and The Sound of Music. But he was like, wow, most American girls like don't even know what Austria is, or they always confuse it with Australia. And I'm like, either you're just talking to stupid people or you're just trying to like butter me up. And it worked because he was hot. The Pret, or the British Starbucks he picked, was of course just so happened to be around the block from his flat. And I was like, wow, what a coincidence that the spot that you picked is within walking distance to your apartment. So surprising. He like made me a drink and I was sipping on my drink and he like let me play something on the TV. So for some reason I was like, you know what? He probably doesn't know about this. So let me put him on. When I put John Mulaney, one of John Mulaney's specials, I think it was the one where he was like, don't let them take you to a second location and throw your wallet away. It was that special because I was like, you know, this European man, he may not know about street smarts. Okay, now I'm gonna put on mascara, because mascara makes every eye look complete. I really wanna wear this to my job. It's October 14th, and it's just too early to walk crazy in public. But boy, do I want to. Time to add volume. Just because I'm the living dead doesn't mean that my makeup has to look dead. I can be a vampire baddie. We all can. Lashes are voluminous, one might say. Feel pretty good about the eyes. I might clean this up a wee bit. It's time to do another shot, guys. I believe this is shot number 4. Whoa. Oh, whoa. Shot number 4. I'm tipsy. Oh, guys, it's time for the fun part, I think. We're gonna do my face. When I do my day-to-day makeup, I love blush. I put on so much blush, but I'll be putting on 0 blush for this because I have to be pale, like a vampire. I'm gonna take a makeup sponge. I'm gonna wet it. That bitch wet. And a damp sponge. I feel like that's a slur. Instead of a dumb bitch, I'm gonna start calling people a damp sponge. That feels meaner, right? Oh yeah, but the boy, I won't tell you all the details of that experience, but he was a fuckboy. He was an Australian fuckboy, so it was like, you know, nice change of pace. But he was still an asshole, because he was a man. Even though I saw red flags from that first date, I was like, it's just fun to have a European boyfriend. I'm sorry. And then my friend, I think she got like a Scottish boyfriend for a second. But again, it's not like we like caught feelings for any of these people. Thank God. Thank God. Do I look scared? Oop. I just look like I had a little too much fun with cocaine. Cocaine in the membrane. Wet her. I hardly know her. I think I look dead. I want to get fake vampire teeth. at a red carpet for Sinners, and the whole cast, they had grills that had with vampire teeth. I was like, that is so fucking awesome. My stepmom is so funny. She was like, we watched Sinners and I saw Haley Steinfeld and I was like, that could be you. And I was like, you are so supportive. I love that you see Haley Steinfeld and think that I am that you equate me to that. I'm pretty pale, like, to begin with. Someone told me I had alabaster skin, which, okay, fun. That's a big word for Elmo. When you're a vampire, you're just hot shit. Even though you're cold-blooded, you're hot shit. Do you guys see my ghost earrings too? I thought they were a nice touch. And a ring, I'm pretending it's like a daylight ring, and if I take it off in the sun, then I'll burn to a crisp. Because you gotta get into character. If you're doing makeup for a vampire, you gotta act like a vampire, or it won't be accurate. I feel like the base is good. Time for shot number 5. I think it's 5. I want to suck your blood. Just kidding. It's onto my lips. I'm gonna put on black lipstick as like a little base, and then I might like line it with red. We'll see what happens. Oh, and my last story I wanted to tell, because we're done with European boyfriends and little boys throwing rocks. We've moved past that, and we're gonna talk about the time I was followed home. So, I was walking by myself at night. It's important to know that the building I lived in was different than the building I studied in. And it was like a 10-minute walk, which wasn't a big deal. I made a point not to do this because I'm not stupid, and I'm not so naive to be like, I'm in a new city, let me walk around at night by myself. Like, that's not what happened. During that same week, there was a teacher in London who was like walking in like a public park at night, and she got stabbed to death, I believe. That in the back of my mind. But yeah, I'm walking home. I'm probably like literally like 1 minute away, because it's like I'm on the street and there's this corner where there's a tube station, and then like on a block over, that's where my flat is. That's where my apartment with all my friends are. Let me find my red lip liner. Please let me. Lip liner acquired. I noticed, like, you know, there's someone behind me, and he's a good like 20 to 30 feet back, but I noticed that he's kind of like keeping pace with me. So I, trying to be smart, I move across the street. I'm on the other side of the sidewalk, just because I'm a paranoid person and I want to be vigilant. But the problem was, he followed me. Again, staying that same amount of distance, so I was freaked the fuck out. Holy shit. That is a mess. That does not look good at all. I'm gonna fix it, guys. I'm gonna fix it. Oh my god, give me a chance to fix it. Stop attacking me. But anyway, yeah, he followed me to the other side, and I kind of got a good look at him there. I assessed him, and I was like, this guy, I could take in a fight. Like, sometimes I am overconfident, but I swear to God, this guy was skinny. Maybe on drugs, but he was way skinnier than me. Like, he was taller, but he was skinny. I feel like I could have taken him, because I was taking stage combat at the time, which, you know, teaches me how to look like you hurt someone without actually hurting them. But in my heart of hearts, I could tell. I was like, if I needed to beat someone up, if I needed to fight this guy, I fucking could. And again, we're not allowed to have our fucking pepper spray in London. So I was preparing myself to fight. And I was kind of like, I was also like messaging my roommates. I was like, I'm not sure, but I think a guy is trying to like follow me home. He's like at that same distance behind me after we've crossed the street. And I realized that he is definitely following me. And I'm unnerved. And a small part of me is like, please fuck with me. Please try to fuck with me so I can beat the shit out of you and make you see God. No, like, please try to harass me. There's that small part of me, but like mostly I'm hoping to be left the fuck alone. And I pull aside, he stops, and I kind of start walking slowly again, because he's kind of, I don't know, he's acting very strangely. He increases his pace, which is scary. If you ever hear like hurried footsteps behind you, it's not a great feeling. I kind of turn around, and then he goes in front of me, probably like 10, 15 feet, goes in front of me and stops again. I texted my roommate, my flatmates at that point, and thank God they were like looking at their phone. But I was like, can you guys like stand outside of our building to greet me? He had stopped in front of me, and I was like, well, I'm not just gonna keep like having this stare off. So I like hurriedly like try to walk past him. I was like, let me just like on a mission, let me go, let me get home. Let me just like walk fast. My friends are gonna meet me. It's gonna be fine. When I start like kind of like walking hurriedly, I feel like a shove by my shoulder, and I look past and he has like, you know, purposely like walked past me and like kind of like shoved my shoulder with his. So I kind of like jerk, and now he's like, again, he's ahead of me. Now it's like a power game. And honestly, at this point, I don't know, I feel like I'm less scared and more pissed the fuck off. This is just your routine to like stalk girls on their way home, make them uncomfortable, make them scared. Fuck you. Fuck you, you little London bitch. I'm gonna fuck you up. There is a chance he has a weapon and I get stabby stabbed. So that's in the back of the head. One part of me was terrified a little bit for my life. I'm not really thinking guns because I'm not in America, so you know, that's one thing I have going for me. After he had like shoved me, I was like, this needs to have a conclusion one way or another. Either I'm putting somebody in the hospital, which again, that's probably overconfident of me, or, you know, I'm gonna cause a scene of some sort. The only way to get to my flat, which again, my roommates were coming out of the apartment building to come greet me anyway. I think they were like even walking toward my direction. But the only way to get from where I was to our building was you had to go through the like underground station a little bit, like their version of the subway, the tube. So it's like you have to go downstairs, walk a little bit, and then walk upstairs to the street level to get to the other side. I was able to kind of like outpace him. Like I was faster than him. I think I was like jogging, and I'm not a runner. I hate running, but I was like, ugh, if it's life or death, I guess I'll jog. Once I got up the street, you know, I'm like looking over my shoulder. I'm like, where the fuck is this guy? I'm paranoia level is high. I can see my friends in the distance now, so I feel significantly better. And his little bitch ass, coward ass didn't decide to follow me. I don't think he followed me into like the subway underground part. I think he probably just gave up. If I could go back, would I have changed what I did? I feel like I did the safest thing, you know. I told my friends what was going on, and, you know, I try to like move quickly and, you know, be very observant of my surroundings, not like let him sneak up on me. If I could go back in time, I would beat his ass. I'm sorry, I would beat his ass. Because I don't think he had a weapon on him. I think he was just, maybe he was drugged out and just like thought it'd be fun to intimidate a girl walking home alone. But I'm like, I wish I could have knocked his lights out. And I think I could have. But anyway, I ended up finding my friends and it was mostly fine. Let me take a shot, because I need it, and also because I need to do one before my next step. Here I go. Okay, I'm gonna try to add some blood. Got the fake blood in. I'm gonna try to clean this up a little bit. Wait, I think this is cute. A little blood got on my teeth. That actually looks cool as fuck. Here's the final look. I think it'd really help if I had teeth. Shh. I don't know how to make vampire noises. Pale, bloody, scary, sexy. I hope you enjoyed my little stories about my time in London town with little boys throwing rocks and Austrian men assuming the stupidity of American women. And a stalker who tries to follow me home. What fun. I think this is hot. This is hot. Like and subscribe, or I will drain the blood from your body. My bat cat will suck your blood. Pancake, pancake, pancake is a bad cat. Pancake, pancake, she does all my evil do.